All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to Average Takes. We are back. It is me, Bob Shetty. Also here, Roman not here. I got the worst stuffy nose in the world, but we're gonna fight through it and get you week 9 recap and maybe a little MLB manager talk. All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to Average Takes. I'm your host, Bob, and with me is Shetty or Trevor, as you will. Roman couldn't make it. We're here after the conclusion of week 9. Shetty, how you feeling?
Decent week. Decent week.
Decent week. Your Steelers, my Chargers, both come through with a nice W to start and finish the week. So for the podcast as a whole, that is nice.
Yep.
Overall, average stakes parlay did not hit. That was a tough one because we called it. I think you said it. We're gonna wake up and be losers, and that's what happened.
Yep.
We all woke up. Um, Most of us finished the game per se. Some of us slept through it. Um, but that over did not hit in the Frankfurt. And I think next Germany game, I'm betting the under, just like Lunders. I'm travel games, I'm under City. I think that's just the new move.
Well, the Chiefs got out to a 21-0 lead, and I was like, damn, Chiefs probably got this in the bag. Let's step on the gas, let's score some more points.
As soon as it was 21-0, I knew the over was dead. Because
Yeah, true.
unless the Dolphins had a comeback of all comebacks and the Chiefs fought this game out, there was no way this. As soon as it was 21-0 going into halftime, this was deader than dirt. But continue. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, it was. The Dolphins could have scored maybe one touchdown in the first half, then maybe it would have been alive, but
And Chiefs maybe one touchdown in the second half. There was literally like this was the most lopsided both half game. I mean,
yeah, and 21-14 is like not exciting at all.
no. And for the game that it was played, it was one touchdown in the first quarter by the Chiefs, a touchdown in the second quarter by the Chiefs, another touchdown. But right before half was a defensive strip sack, fumble six for a touchdown. So that put them up 21. Um, and then there was two third quarter touchdowns by the Dolphins. No one scored in the fourth, and we all sat there and were angry at the TV because the over did not hit. But Frankfurt game, Chiefs come out with a W. We all saw it. I think we were all hitters on that one. Um, but the over did not hit. That was sad.
Was sad. I am Raiders look like a completely different team.
Yes, that was a big one. Your game of the year.
Game of the year,
Your game of the
Raiders money
year.
line, just
Raiders
win, baby.
Raiders money line. I took the -2. Uh, I think Roman was with me on that. But yeah, a complete different team, complete different ball club, new profound energy for the Raiders, and it absolutely showed.
Yeah,
It was an electric game.
they came out the gates just swinging.
Yeah, destroyed the Giants. Absolutely. I mean, they killed the quarterback, Daniel
Literally,
Jones, ACL
literally.
done for the year. But Antonio Pierce had the boys smoking cigars after this one. Um,
Looked a little thin for the cigars that I've seen in my life.
I think they had to go to the smoke shop down the street real quick. I don't think they were
You're right.
ready.
I think you're right.
Someone at the third quarter was like, "Someone got the celebration cigars." They looked at each other and were like, "Fuck,
Nope, forgot that.
yeah, I forgot that." Um, Andrew O'Connell didn't really have to do much but be average. I mean, that's the name of the game in this world. Let the team do everything else. I mean, Josh Jacobs had himself a day. Um, who the hell is Trey Tucker?
He's a fast, short, little guy. He
Dude, I
sounds, for some reason, he sounds like a big tight end, and I'm
never heard
like,
of him. And you know what's funny? If you look this guy up on ESPN, he looks short in his picture.
does he?
Dude, oh my God. I'm gonna put this in the pod because I have to. Um, he looks short in his picture. He is 5'9", 185, went to Cincinnati. So I mean, flew under the radar in my book. But holy smokes. Never heard of him. 2 catches, 52 yards. He had a 50-yard reception. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Is Andrew O'Connell their future? Is Jimmy G like done?
I don't know. I mean, you have to. If I'm the Raiders, I'm probably taking this game with a grain of salt. It was a get back game, get right game for them. I mean, Daniel Jones came in banged up, left even more banged up, and the Giants aren't really that like. You beat the Giants, you're not like, oh, that's not beating the Chiefs, you know? That's
Yeah, you're right. Max Crosby had himself a day, 3 sacks, six
yeah,
solo tackles, 3 tackles for losses, three
yeah.
QB hits. Had
No,
himself a day.
he's putting together a great year. Um,
He's put himself a great career. I mean, Max Crosby's just
he's really
making
the
the
only
Raiders.
bright spot in like the Raiders. Like,
Yeah, he's been the bright spot over the years on that Raiders defense because a lot of these guys, you know, never heard of, has been, never won. Like Jalen Smith's on the Raiders right now making tackles.
yeah. And ex-Steeler Robert Spillane, that's like their best linebacker, and he's like the fifth best linebacker on the Steelers.
Yeah, and he actually was out there making plays.
Yeah, good for him. But their linebackers are thin right now. So Jalen Smith, I think he got signed last week, and all the talent in the world, but just never been healthy.
Yeah, I never was able to put it fully together. Uh, my lock absolutely smashed. I'm not gonna lie, to you fans and to you, Trevor. I had over in the Texans Bucks game.
Oh, really? I thought you just had Texans. Not gonna lie, and I was like, that was not a smash. But
No,
yes, the
no,
over
no,
was
no,
was a
no.
smash.
Oh yeah, my leg in the parlay hit. I got it circled and starred over here. I had over in the Texans and Bucks game. And the Texans almost did it themselves, 39 points, because it was 40 and a half.
Yeah,
But this game ended up being almost 80 points. CJ Stroud, though, is absolutely who I want to talk about. CJ Stroud and the Texans won this game with a last second drive down the field. But CJ Stroud had 30 completions for 42 attempts, 470 yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions, 147.8 quarterback rating. And in that, he had Noah Brown with 6 receptions, 153 yards, and a touchdown. Dalton Schultz, 10 receptions, 130 yards, and a touchdown. Tank Dell, 6 receptions, 114 yards, 2 touchdowns. Nico Collins, 3 receptions, 54 yards, and a touchdown, or 1 touchdown, sorry. But holy shit.
yeah,
What a day for the Texans. CJ Stroud continuing his dominance, going to be rookie of the year, and making the Panthers' Bryce Young pick look that much worse week in and week out. They did beat them. I'm not going to lie. Panthers beat them. So he'll have that over him. But CJ Stroud continuing to look like the better quarterback. Maybe he got put in the better system because the guys around him are nice, but that O line still stinks. Like I'm a real big fan of CJ right now. I think I'm a huge fan of him. He's making
yeah,
me a Texas fan week in and week out. Um, but you can't lie. Bucks did compete. Baker Mayfield did set this team up to win.
yeah,
They had a last second drive as well. I mean, going into the fourth quarter, Houston scores the beginning of the fourth quarter to go up 30-23. Then with 11 minutes left, Buck scored Rashawn White touchdown. 30-30. Then it was a field goal to put the Texans up by 3. A touchdown with 46 seconds left to Cade Otton for Baker Mayfield to put them up by 4. So it's do or die for the Texans. And CJ Stroud drives down there, 46 seconds left, gets a touchdown with 6 seconds remaining. And they tried for the 2-point conversion to go up, but didn't work. But still,
Yeah, and that was a big 2 point conversion because
all the betters of the world.
yeah, I think that the spread ended up being like -3, and they win by 2, but they overhit in what, the third quarter. Yeah,
Yeah.
5 minutes left in the third quarter. That's crazy. But yeah, you're right. Baker Mayfield set this team up to win. 46 seconds left.
Your defense failed you, baby.
90
Sorry.
90% of the time you're gonna win that game.
Yes. Going
Um,
up by 4 with 46 seconds left versus a rookie opposing you,
yeah.
you usually got that one in the bag.
Yeah. No, Stroud's definitely had, I mean, you see 470 and 5 tutties, no turnovers. That's gonna open some eyes every time, no matter who it is.
Yeah, I think he's matched Tom Brady's best touchdown to interception ratio at 14-1. And to make things worse, for some reason, everyone was pointing out, not I, but a lot of the media is pointing out that CJ Stroud has more touchdowns than Kenny Pickett does in his career.
That's fine. The haters can bring up that stat because as a Kenny Pickett fan, um, those people would probably mention that Kenny Pickett has 5 times more wins than he does, like the most important stat in NFL games, just winning the game straight up. I'm not one of those people, but people like Kenny Pickett backers that's probably what they would argue.
That
But
that I mean, that would be somewhat convincing, but we'll see where these two young careers go. I'm not on either side of the argument on this one, but I am a CJ Stroud fan.
yeah, and I mean CJ Stroud has to score 39 points a game if they want to win. Kenny Pickett doesn't really need to. So I'm
Doesn't
not
need to.
I'm not worried. If the Steelers give up 37 points, we're gonna lose by 30. So that's just not how this team operates. That team, they can operate and give up 37 points and then they can win. Let their guys sling it. No big deal. That's just how they are. Texans are 4-4 now. And a lot of people were, like you mentioned, the Panthers, Bryce Young. Like,
Those comparisons are going to go on for both of these guys' careers forever.
yeah, and CJ Stroud obviously looks like the better pick so far. It's been 8 games.
Yep,
Um, and the one thing that like people were saying that knocked TJ Stroud is like he failed that one test. That has nothing to do with reading a defense, throwing the ball to your wide receivers, and all that stuff. So
absolutely nothing.
absolutely nothing to do. So we'll see though. Had a great game. Love to see. I mean,
They're
470 is
3-1 at
fucking
home, so they
crazy.
got to start winning on the road. That's one thing. They're 1-3 on the road. Uh, but hey, the Jaguars are hot, so you're gonna have to get hot.
Yeah, and that might be a good battle down the stretch.
Yeah,
Texans
I mean,
Jaguars
I'm
never really
excited for
expected.
those two teams to face off.
Yeah, and then people will they won't stop sleeping on the Titans, but I mean I don't think the Titans are necessarily that good. Rookie quarterback as well. We'll see how he finishes the rest of the season out. And then who else in their division?
Titans Colts.
Oh yeah, Colts. If Colts had AR-15, I would that'd be a good ass race, but Gardner does what he can to win, and he has been winning games, but I don't think he's a
They
starter.
continued. He continued it this week.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, there were two pick sixes in this game.
I know, and they lose by 14 points. That's got to be a heartbreaker.
That is a heartbreaker. Same guy had two pick sixes. That's crazy. Carolina, just absolute dog of a team, dog shit team, I should say.
Dog shit. Um,
There's nothing else I can say about that game. Colts are not good.
no.
You need two pick sixes to win, and you only win by those two pick sixes. Not
Yep. And then I want to give a quick shout out to Josh Dobbs and the Vikings.
fuck, dude. Yes.
Quick shout out for them.
Give him his flowers.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Dobbs is an absolute beast. He's a beast. I'm going to say it. He's a beast. Didn't start this game, got traded on Tuesday. So he had 5 days to prepare for this game. They're like, you know what? We're going to go with our backup rookie who's been here all season. Let him just play this game. You can go next week. He ends up concussion out for the game. Josh Dobbs is the
Relatively
only.
quickly. Relatively quickly. It was like first drive.
It, it was yeah because second quarter Josh Dobbs gets sacked for safety, and Vikings fans are, what the hell is this? Safety? Josh Dobbs, what are you doing? And then the magic happens.
After the safety, doesn't he take a or a strip sack or something like that too? And then the magic started happening. I wanted to say it was like back to back clunkers, and then all of a sudden it
Yeah,
was
I mean, they were down 11-3. That's kind of a weird score to be down in football, but they were down 11-3. Josh Dobbs takes a drive right before half, and then all of a sudden, that's here we go. We're down by one, back forth. Leads this team for they scored 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Touchdown, game-winning touchdown drive, first game in Minnesota Vikings uniform. He's in Atlanta, not even at home yet. They win the game 31-28, and he finished it. I mean, he was 20 for 30 with 158 yards, two tutties, and then on the ground he had 66 yards and a touchdown. So three total touchdowns, no turnovers besides, I guess, the safety, if you're going to call that a turnover. But I mean, you can't ask for anything better if you're a Vikings fan. Kirk Cousins probably couldn't do that on the ground.
definitely. I mean, he was running for his life. He captured a lot of first downs that way. You know, he was learning the playbook via as soon as he was getting the call, the coach was trying to explain it, but up till 15 seconds, that microphone shuts off. So he'd relay the call to his team and then look at his wide receivers and go, "What are you running? What are you running? What are you running?" And then go up there, take the snap, try to figure out a play, and continue to do that. He was learning the snap counts and like the calls on the sideline. He, after the game, was asked about guys' names, play calls, and he said that's all for next week. He's not sure who he was throwing to. This man stepped in with less than 5 days because they had to travel. You don't have much time. You get traded. You got to pack your shit up, travel in. You don't practice. This man was not set up to win this game at all. Steps into this game due to an injury and is a dog. Earned the respect of all his teammates in one outing. Like almost as close as the Minnesota Miracle is what I put this game to, because this to me is unreal for
So
a guy to
unreal.
come in. I've tried to learn playbooks off the rip like this, being a late addition to a team and get thrown into a system that is totally different. He said it's like taking a French class and then giving a Spanish test. Two total different things. So all the props in the world. Huge shout out to Josh Dobbs. Those Minnesota Vikings better make sure his jersey was in the goddamn team store today. I was seeing Vikings fans shaving their eyebrows because he has alopecia.
Yep.
This is great. This is so great because Minnesota fans are crazy. And that is one way to earn a crazy fan's all time respect. He might go down as a Vikings legend.
He could.
If this Vikings team could turn around and do something, Jay Jettis is on the path to come back soon. Maybe get the rocket scientist in. He's got a few more guys out there than he did in fucking Arizona. I mean,
Yeah,
Arizona's roster's beat up and bruised. So you go to the Vikings, who have a complementary of targets.
100p.
I think this is a good setup and a great way to get introduced to your new team.
Yeah, especially for the Vikings starting off 1-4 and now they're 5-4, 4-game win streak. Absolutely insane. And just the way I saw the clip where he's on the sidelines with his O lineman trying to get the cadence right because they never heard him fucking speak ever.
Yeah, they're all trying to listen to him, like, because every quarterback says hike totally different.
Yeah,
So, you know, just for them to get the timing of that. That's the one of the biggest things in football is off the ball, like snap, like time and speed. If you don't understand, that defensive guy's gonna beat the fuck out of you off the ball. They're gonna just beat you up because as soon as you're late, you're chasing a guy.
yeah. Because the defense doesn't wait. They're looking at the ball.
They're
They
looking
don't
at the
care.
ball and they've traded butts for their reaction time to that snap count. Like that is the only thing defensive linemen, outside linebackers are working all offseason, except the
Yeah,
weight room, is reaction time to that snap count. Making sure they're
yes,
not going to jump until that ball physically moves. Block everything else out.
yeah.
Couple other games. Ravens absolutely demolished the Seahawks, even though Lamar Jackson had the most average stat line of all time.
Yeah, that's all he is, the average quarterback.
21 for 26, 187 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Then 60 yards rushing, no touchdowns. They got a new running back though, a young guy named Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, I don't think he went
Okay,
to
dude's
Texas.
fast.
No, East
Dude's
Carolina.
fast.
My bad, my bad. No, yeah, undrafted rookie though, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Maybe he
East
was
Carolina.
drafted. Yeah.
Um, I'm liking him and Gus. They look a lot like each other, and two total different running backs.
Yeah, for sure.
One's a
Um,
speed, one's a heavy beast power.
yeah.
I mean,
Ravens are 7-2 right now, and they lost to the Colts and the Steelers. I mean, those are two teams a 7-2 team should not lose to
yep.
if
You
you're
can
7-2.
you can give them fluke games. I mean, one's an interdivision little game, and then that Colts game I want to say was an overtime weird game. So
Yeah.
hey, Raven team's on the track right now. Chugga 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 chugga. Odell Beckham scores on his birthday, first touchdown to Ravens uni. Uh,
Yeah, that was
what did he
nice.
do? It was a late Tyler Huntley touchdown pass. That was like a happy birthday. Let's get him the ball here. He's gonna be bitching at me later. You know,
Tyler, why did they give Tyler Huntley in the game?
I mean, they were up by 30.
Don't care. I will admit the Ravens have a nasty second half of their schedule. They play the Browns next week, then they play the Bengals, then they go to LA, play the Chargers,
Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night Football, then they play the Rams,
Frauds.
then they play the Jags, 49ers, Dolphins, and then end the season against the Steelers.
Yeah, so this is actually absolutely the best they could possibly see themselves right now, 7-2. Now they gotta
Yeah,
grind.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm hoping. I mean, 37 points. You're at and only giving up 3 points versus Seahawks. You gotta keep this momentum into this second half of the year because, like you said, all those games are coin flips.
Point flips in their last game against the Browns. That was DTR's first game. So there was no Deshaun Watson, no PJ Walker, none of that. Not saying the Browns are
Yeah,
better than them, but
but the Browns did make the mistake of starting DTR, not PJ Walker,
yeah,
because PJ Walker is a much better backup.
much better.
right now, at least.
Yeah. But I mean, the way the Ravens are playing, I mean the Bengals are playing,
This is gonna
um,
be a great game
that's
next
gonna
week.
be, yeah, great fucking game.
Yeah, I mean that division always comes down to the second half, Trevor. You know it. You're a part of it. You're in it. It really depends on how you finish the year. It's not how you start ever. We could laugh.
No.
You could laugh at everybody in that division. Oh, 1-4, 3-3, and then all of a sudden, what? The Bengals fucking flip the bitch. They look great, kicking on all cylinders. Ravens look great. Steelers. I mean, I think the Steelers could beat anybody on any night. I really
Yeah.
do with that defense. I absolutely think the offense is terrible. Kenny Pickett is not a real quarterback in this league, but they win games. He wins games. So I can't say anything about him or the Steelers right now because they're beating anybody. I mean, yeah, they beat the Titans this week, but in any game, I think the Steelers are in it. I've
Yeah.
bet on them a lot of the games recently.
Yeah, 100p. And I mean, next week they got a little mini bye going to play the Packers at home.
Maybe by.
Mini bye, baby.
I mean, your schedule is a lot lighter than the Ravens is second half.
Yes. Yes.
Because you guys got the Packers, then the Browns, then the Bengals, but then you got Cardinals, Patriots, Colts, Bengals, Seahawks, Ravens. So you got like a half hard, half easy schedule. So
Yeah.
set
Gonna
yourself
be,
up in a good situation right now, saying a good solid 5-3.
yeah, we just can't lose to the teams we're not supposed to lose to.
And I think you guys lost to pretty decent teams.
Yeah.
You've lost to the
49ers.
49ers, the Texans, who I think are good, and last week you lost to the Jags.
Yeah.
So
Which
that's,
was
I mean, I can't hate on the Steelers right now. I really can't. Nothing.
nope.
I'm gonna. I can't say anything bad. Uh,
Nope. And then next game I want to talk about is gonna be Eagles Cowboys
okay,
Sunday night football or no, it was not Sunday night football.
it was an afternoon game.
America's game of the week
Yep,
on for America's team. I mean, I thought the Cowboys should have won that game. There's a
definitely
couple
looked like they were going to.
there's a couple controversial calls that happened. I mean, that touchdown that they said his knee hit the ground first and the ball wasn't crossed. Like that's only you're only down there on that like exact play when you're on the end zone. Everything else is a normal catch. You have to go all the way to the ground, secure possession, everything. But because that plays on the end zone, they had to zoom in. Oh, knees down, the ball's not crossed the line. He's down right there. No, he's not fucking down. He's not even landed yet. It's a conversation that's gonna go on for fucking years. And why does it always happen to the damn Cowboys?
The Cowboys haven't beaten the Eagles at home in a while, or not at Eagles home. I mean, um, what is it like 6 straight or something like that in Philly? They have not won.
Can't be
Um,
true.
yeah, this goes down to the last drive.
Yeah,
You know, definitely controversial as much as you want to call it. Eagles stopped them somehow, some way. Might have been refs including, but in a couple weeks, I know you think it's going to be talked about forever, but in a couple weeks, this is going to be out of our minds. Eagles 8-1 right now. They
yeah.
don't look like they're 8-1. They haven't played 8-1.
No, they're not.
They've been in
Don't
every
even.
game, and they've been on the better side of every game. I mean, yes, they've beat up a couple teams. They handed it to the Eagles. You could say they handed it to the Bucks. That's really about it. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe the
but
Vikings too.
their schedule is even more of a gauntlet than the Ravens. Their next
Yes,
5 games are against playoff bound teams.
yes. They got to go against the Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, Cowboys again. Then you see the stinky Seahawks, the stinky Giants, the stinky Cardinals, and the stinky Giants again. So, I mean, yeah, the next four games is a
That's gonna
gauntlet.
test their character. It's just
It's
gonna
gonna
test their character.
test their characters, test their stability, um, and we'll see where they're at on the other side of this. But right now, the Eagles are ahead of the NFC and looking to try to do the same thing they did last year, bully their way in. Um, I sure think they've made the right moves. They've added the right key pieces, and it seems like it's working for them. But there definitely is going to be a challenge this upcoming weeks. 4 weeks in a row where they got tough. I mean, five including the last week versus the Cowboys.
Yeah. Luckily, they're on a bye this week, though.
Get a nice bye, and then they go into a Monday night game, so they get an extended, nice time to face the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Give Jason a little bit of time to
A little bit of
go
time.
about.
I see that as an Andy Reid revenge game, though. Like I'll always do the coach revenge game. You damn know,
What about isn't this a Super Bowl revenge game?
yeah, but you damn know Taylor's gonna be in attendance.
Taylor's gonna be there.
Yeah,
You know she's gonna be there because that box is gonna have the whole family.
the whole family.
You know she's there.
This is Mama Kelsey's favorite game. She doesn't have to pay attention. She can just watch one game.
She's not flying, no travel.
Be
She's get,
light. She's gonna be a light game. She's like one game. I only have to watch one
she might get
game.
faded this game. She might be hammering back fucking Bud Lights because I know that's a Bud Light family. I've seen both of the brothers drink it with each other. So that's a
Yeah,
Bud Light residence.
big Ohio thing.
Big Bud Light residence. But yeah, Eagles best beat out the Cowboys, get the best from them, but Eagles on top for now. Sunday night was a game, was it not? Bills and Bengals rematch of the Damar Hamlin game. The one that never saw the light of the end of the tunnel. I don't know whichever way you want to put that. But we didn't get to see the finish of it last year. Bengals came out on top this year. Joe Burrow, 348 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Did not need the run game. Really didn't need Jamar Chase either. He only had 41 yards and 4 catches. This was a Higgins and Boyd show. And then with Irv Smith and Drew Sample getting the tutties.
Yeah, stupid.
Um, Josh Allen cooked himself on this one. You can't point and laugh at the guy, then lose. First touchdown, Josh Allen gets the guy up and down, points and laughs.
Yeah. I mean, this game looked like it was gonna be a shootout. 21 points the first quarter, and then it just stalled. Just stalled.
I mean, the refs had to go in and fucking hammer down the flags.
Yeah.
No overs on the primetime games, man. No overs. Not allowed.
Not allowed.
It's not allowed.
No fun.
No fun league. But yeah, I mean, great game overall, but the Bills continue to be what I consider a half-ass team right now.
They're like boomer bust.
Boomer bust. So that's half-assed to me.
Yeah. I mean, I am always gonna be a Josh Allen fan just because of what he's done in the league, but like I'm sitting here thinking about the Bills and I'm like, damn, like are they even like a powerhouse anymore?
Yeah, is it time for them to make a change this offseason of coaches? Like if they don't make a deep playoff run, I mean, they sit 5-4 right now in a division that's, I mean, on the upwards. The Dolphins are can't beat a team over 500. The Bills are a little mid. The Jets need a quarterback, and not too sure about the last team.
Patriots?
Yeah. Patriots, no idea what they got going on over there. No
Worst
clue.
division in the AFC, 2-7.
They're so bad over there. Um, so yeah, I mean, I guess you're sitting comfortable for the Bills right now because you know that the Dolphins aren't that good. They just beat up on the
Yeah,
bad teams.
yeah,
But at the end of the year, I think the Bills need to take a real hard look at their organization and say, hey, we're wasting prime time years. I mean,
yeah,
Stephon
for sure.
Diggs has already had a career on the Vikings. So
Yeah,
you know he's on the other side of his career. You know, he's up there. And, you know, after a couple more years, the Josh Allen contract starts looking bad because this isn't working right now. 5-4 is not anywhere they would expect to be.
no, not at all. And I think they they don't play good when they're like comfortable. Like they need like a fire lit under somewhere. Like they need to get uncomfortable, and then that's when they play their best.
Well, maybe it would take fire to coach middle of the year because right now, the way things look, I mean, they play the Broncos next week, Monday night. Then they got the Jets, which is a rough team, the Eagles, which is a rough team, the Chiefs, the Cowboys, the Chargers, the Patriots interdivision, and then the Dolphins. They got a rough next schedule, Trevor. They're 5-4. They haven't set themselves up pretty.
No, not at all. Not at all.
They have not set themselves up nicely at all. Like this right here is almost, it looks devastating for them.
Devastating as hell.
I don't see a bright spot. I mean, you play the Broncos and then the rest of the year is rough. The Patriots always play you rough, especially on New Year's Eve in Buffalo when it's going to be snowing.
Yeah. And they already beat you this year.
Yeah, dude. Like this is not a good place for Bills fans right now.
No. No, not at all.
Especially when you can't score more than 20 points versus the Bengals.
Yeah, and I mean Gabe Davis having 0 catches, 0 yards is a catastrophe.
I told you to trade him. I told you a couple weeks ago they need to move him. He's so much of a boomer bust guy.
He is, but
I don't
he
think
he
he's
he
boomed this year, really.
yeah, last week he did because I
Yeah.
had him on my bench because I have him in fantasy, and then this week I'm like, all right, Gabe Davis time, let's do it. No, but he did score a touchdown in 5 straight games to start the year.
Okay. So maybe I just not paid attention to Gabe Davis.
No, but like still, it seems like when they get him the ball, they like win games. Like when he's involved in the offense, they win ball games. When he's not involved, that's when they look shitty. And I mean, you can let Stephon Diggs eat, but I mean, he only had 6 catches. Like Dalton Kincaid had 10 catches, 81 yards.
Yeah, I had a terrible fumble though.
Terrible fumble. And
Terrible
Leonard
fumble.
Fournette still in the practice squad. I'm not even sure how effective he will actually be, but he's just a good name. He's a great name. And
I
he'll be able
mean,
to pound those 1 yard touchdowns.
Latavius Murray went 2 carries, 4 yards. So I'm sure the touchdown Letty will do more than that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it was just a rough game for for the Bills and Bills fans around the world. And the rest of the season does not look good for you guys. So praying for you. Hope to see you on the other side, but right now we'll see.
Yeah. And I guess we can wrap it up with Monday night's game.
Monday night's game was absolutely phenomenal. Um, I think the Chargers are 3-0 when I bet against them, so I think I'm just going to continue the slate.
Yeah,
Uh,
I might be the Charger Whisperer. I might be the
you
Charger
also
Whisperer.
might be the Charger Whisperer because you are coming off of two back-to-back huge W's. And the defense has played better than I can remember in a long time the last two games. I know it's versus the Bears, and I know it's versus the Jets. But hear me out. Hear me the fuck out. The Chargers are never good versus the bad teams. They're always playing like middle of the pack versus the bad teams. They always play down or up to the competition. This is the first time in a long time that I remember the Chargers defense being able to step up and put the hammer down. Chargers didn't give up a touchdown tonight.
No, and it's like if you're a box scorer like Hunter, you look at the box score in this game. Zach Wilson had more passing yards than the Chargers had offensive yards in the whole game, and they lost by 21.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
yes, the ball did bounce the right way for the Chargers, as in they had a punt return for a touchdown. They had a huge strip sack return for almost a touchdown at the end of the game. But the Chargers defense stepped up. I mean, unreal. I think Joey Bosa had 2.5 sacks. Khalil Mack had 2 sacks. Tupu had 2 sacks. That's unreal. Like the Chargers defense is finally showing up. 10 tackles for Derwin James.
yeah,
Unreal.
they they were flying around the field today. I saw a lot of hard hits. They were making tackles actually. They weren't arm tackling.
ASJ was in the face of Garrett Wilson all night. I loved the battle between those two.
Yeah, and Garrett Wilson's just like he it seemed like every opportunity he got to catch the ball, he was getting smashed. He was just getting cranked.
They
Um,
still had 80 yards.
Garrett Wilson,
Yeah.
yeah, but how
10
many targets? He had
receptions,
13 targets.
13 targets.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I mean, Zach Wilson gets sacked 8 times,
yeah, that's wild.
57 yards lost. Justin
Thank
Herbert got
God.
sacked 5 times. I mean, he's still getting battled, beaten up, and bruised out there. Still got the broken finger with Herbie, fighting out W's. QJ still seems like the biggest fraud in the world. Uh, fuck. I don't know. The
And he
Chargers,
lost
the
Josh
Chargers offense
Palmer.
was not great. But Eckler does what he does best. If the Chargers don't resign him, I'm not sure what they're going to do next year because he comes up clutch for them so many times. Even though Kelly looked nice, I don't know. Who do the Chargers play next?
Lions.
Lions. Yeah, not confident in that one at all.
This is where you get knocked back down to earth. Brand Staley, like I said, he's gonna get an extension after the year. He was on the hot seat earlier, bust off 2 good wins against bad teams. This is where he has to go back to the drawing room.
It could still go all downhill for them for the Chargers because they face the Lions, face the Packers, the Ravens, the Patriots, Broncos, Raiders, Bills, Broncos, Chiefs. I mean, they could. There's still a lot of room for there to be ugly losses in there because there's a lot of bad teams on that one.
Yeah, yeah. And all those games are away too.
I think the only way he saves his job if he makes playoffs.
Well, yeah, duh.
It's the only way.
That's probably a smart move.
Probably it's the only move.
I mean, their losses are against 3 teams that I would consider good, but the loss of the Titans hurts at this point because that's 5-3 and 4-4 looks a whole lot different.
Especially in this division. I mean,
Yeah,
being so far away from the Chiefs hurts.
hurts, hurts a lot. But
Yeah, that
get to
Titans loss is bad.
you get to come home and play the Lions, who are came off a bye.
You haven't stared at us in the chops for a long time now.
Yeah, Motor City Dan Campbell has got the boys looking for kneecaps in that game.
Yeah, so we're real excited. But I'm gonna carry the tradition the last couple weeks.
Don't do it, dude. Don't do it.
Yep. All right, nothing wrong with being average. Uh, definitely nothing wrong with being average. I had a little bit below average week. 5-6 overall. Lock
Uh,
hits.
5-6.
Yeah, I went 5-6.
think I went 5-3 and the lock hit 6-3. Don't let me get
Great week.
hot.
It's a
Don't let me
great
get
week.
hot.
It's a great week.
Shout out MLB, Twitter at MLB,
Yeah, yeah.
above average
Oh, hold
shake.
on. Before we get out of here, let's talk a little bit about the manager shit that went down today, huh?
Yep.
Some crazy, crazy things went on. I mean,
Yeah, and all happened
um,
like within an hour,
all
which
within an
I
hour. So,
fucking hate when they do that because they probably knew the big guys, the big dogs, they probably fucking knew for last over the weekend at least. And then all of a sudden one report comes out and then boom, just fucking spirals. Greg Counsell leaves Milwaukee for their rival Chicago Cubs and then gets the largest contract for a manager in MLB history. And someone posted the MLB manager contracts like across all sports. They are the least paid people in all of sports, manager wise.
yeah,
Which for this to be the biggest deal ever, I was like, holy fuck, dude.
yeah. Definitely weird how managers are so underpaid. Dude, I don't know. I mean, college football coaches would make almost triple.
Yeah. And they
Like
can go
Nick
fucking
Saban
five and
makes like
five.
12 million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6-4, and they're fucking they're if you make a bowl game in college, you're like, yeah, that's a paycheck.
It's a paycheck right there. Um, Crazy because Bob Melvin was set to be the highest paid manager next year on the Giants, making a little over 4 million. Craig Counsell comes in and doubles that. It was rumor on the street that he was looking to become the highest paid manager. Like there was no ifs and doubts about that. But the way that the Cubs handled this was just so wrong. So wrong.
Yeah,
I
David
mean,
Ross is pissed.
David Ross has to be pissed because one, they hadn't fired him.
No.
Two, for you to hire a guy, you have had to have interviewed him and had to be interested and had to have known that you were moving on. And then three, was it Craig Counsell or David Ross? Was it like he's our guy or Craig Counsell? Which is even worse because they're rivals. You just took the opposing manager. Is this the first time in two off seasons we've had manager to rivals? Like the first time two of them in one off season? Bob Melvin
Yep.
for the Padres goes to the Giants, interdivision.
Yeah.
Counsell for the
Uh,
Brewers, the Cubs, interdivision. Um, but that all got announced after Carlos Mendoza was announced to the Mets.
yep.
After it was announced that he had interviewed with the Padres, like the Mets were like, "Oh shit!" And then
Yeah. He
the
must
Counsell
he
news
must be an
happened.
East Coast guy. He just must be an East Coast guy because he's the Yankees bench coach the last 4 years. Been in the Yankees organization the last 15 years. Gets one
They
interview
say
for
he's supposed to be like a baseball guru.
uh I'll listen to my Mets insider Frank the Tank on any
Oh, Frank the Tank
base.
was furious.
Yeah, he was mad. My
He was
boy was
furious.
angry.
He was furious. It was Carlos Mendoza line. There was a lot of that. Our San Diego Padres are still managerless.
Yeah,
But someone in the baseball realm said that the Padres might be interested in Rossi, David Ross.
yeah, surprise name.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I
I don't really
the
yes
only
and
thing that's
no.
interesting is because it's just a fresh name out there that you have not really thought about.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the only thing that's interesting in this situation. It's like, oh shit, David Ross, check out his background. Used to play for the Padres, has won multiple championships as a player, hadn't really done much as a coach. Took
No,
them to the playoffs in 2020,
yeah,
failed last year miserably, fall off, kind of worse than the Padres. I mean, Padres had higher expectations, but the Mets, I mean, the Cubs were there. The Cubs had the playoffs like locked.
yeah,
So yeah, kind of a bad fall off last year. I'm not really interested. at all. Personally,
I mean, he does have good rapport with you, Darvish. That's
yeah,
really the only player I because you Darvish went to the Cubs and had that Cy Young 2020 year. Then he got traded to the Padres. So, I mean, and he's a catcher. I love catchers as managers. They're just the smartest people on the field, pretty much. But I'm not. I don't know. The Padres, or I don't even know what to fucking think about right now. Whoever they hire, I'm gonna get behind 100%, and I'm fucking riding with them.
yeah, I'm all in at this point. I mean, I'm not in the room. I would love to be a fly on the wall of this Padres decision, but it's to me it's Schilt or Gill, Mike Schilt or Benji Gill. Both have great backgrounds. One has managed in the big leagues, been to the playoffs multiple times, never not as a manager. He's 3 for 3 in his 3 seasons managing. Has been in the Padres organization the last 2 years. Has worked directly with Preller and various players. The other has multiple championships in the TJ League. Is born in Baja California, raised in San Diego. Taken the World Baseball Classic, Team Mexico team deep in the World Baseball Classic, united them. Almost was close to a championship run. It's been on the Angels the last 2 years. Um, both I think are great hires, but I definitely think Schilt is the guy you hire as manager. Like Schilt, it has been in the playoffs, has playoff experience, has experience in this clubhouse with these guys, understood the winning side of 2022 and the losing side of 2023 and what we need to do, and has the close rapport with players and with AJ. But I would love Benji to be on the staff some way, somehow.
Yeah, I think you should just hire all of them. I know that's not really a good recipe because there's so many people trip over. They have power trips, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, Bob Melvin's gonna take his coaches with them. Ryan Christensen gone, Matt Williams gone. Flaherty could be gone too if he doesn't get this job. So that
I
leaves a
agree with
lot of
that. I definitely agree. Flaherty, I mean, he's put a lot into this organization the last couple of years, multiple managers and positions for him. But I just don't really see it. He's super young still. I mean, was our offensive coordinator last year, and our offense really was down. Like, I
yeah.
don't know what position that is in MLB, but whatever it is, sucked last year.
Yeah, I mean you go
Um,
1-12, 1-13 in extra innings,
extra innings, and our lineup sucked.
and you get a guy on second in those extra innings every fucking extra inning.
Yeah, you know, this Padres team's going to be a lot different next year, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not try to not face the facts. We have to recuperate over half of our starting pitching, our closer, um, a lot of the bench is gone. We
Yeah, we need AJ has a lot, not a
AJ has a
lot,
lot
but
on his plate right now.
does have a lot on his plate.
But if there's a way in the world that he could get Schilt as the manager and Benji Gill as the bench coach, I would absolutely love that for the Padres. That's my dream scenario. Officially, dream scenario is on right now.
Yeah, and I just want
I felt better about that situation than I have about all the previous Padre coaches over the last decade.
for sure, and I want coaches to come in who are gonna be able to fucking work together. Because I've heard so many coaches that have came through where you've gotten lucky to talk to a couple, and they're always button heads. It feels like there's always something wrong.
They're always butting heads with a senior authority figure of high power.
Always. Like, let's just fucking. We need to get along. Like,
That's why Schill is the guy here,
I think so. I think so.
because he's worked with AJ. He understands. He's just saw what Bob went through, and I'm sure he has much respect for Bob.
Much respect.
So he understands what that takes in this clubhouse because obviously AJ Preller has a grip here. Let's not face facts. He is the second longest MLB tenured general manager right now. So for some reason, he has a grip on this franchise, on the owner. So the manager that comes in isn't going to get his way at the end of the day. It's the general manager and president of baseball operations way. So we need a
Yeah.
guy who understands that and that he needs to do the best he can to take this team to a World Series.
Yeah, you need to manage. You don't need to fucking sign free agents. You need to
You
be
don't
a
need to pick who's on the
manager.
team. You need to
No.
you need to figure out what to do with that team.
Yes,
And I
exactly.
think that's been a problem in the past because now we've get reports that Bob didn't like Soto. Bob hated the Matt Carpenter acquisition. That's why he just benched him the whole time, wanted AJ to get rid of him. I mean, we've heard everything, but we need a guy who's going to come in there and set these boys straight because they were not last year.
No. And
They did not show up every day ready to play 162.
no, no shot. No shot.
And that
And
goes all the way up. I mean, yeah, were bright spots in this year. Yes, congratulations to Ha-Seong Kim, Gold Glove, first Korean Asian born player to receive a Gold Glove. So that's hard fucking work, especially a player who's not from the United States.
he got it at for the utility position.
Utility, it's a new one, but hey, those guys fucking deserve it because he played 100 games at second. He played 40 games at shortstop, couple games at third or
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, I switched those. Um, yeah, he absolutely had a great year. Fernando Tatis was the best right fielder defensively.
Brand new position for him.
Brand new position
Never
for
played
him.
outfield in his life.
Led the league in 27 defensive runs saved or something like that. Outs
Yeah.
over average or maybe some. I don't know. My stats could be a little off, but Gold Glover nonetheless.
Gold fucking Glover. And that is just another tick on his resume.
There's
He's
another.
gonna keep building.
Yep. Blake Snell. He's going to be the Cy Young Award winner because they put the three finalists up, and he blows the other two out of the water.
Out of the water.
So, congratulations to Blake Snell. And congratulations to Hassan Kim, Fernando Tatis for absolutely great seasons. But this season sucked.
Season sucked. And
And
well,
we
the
didn't
last time we
really.
had a Cy Young winner, the season sucked too.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. We did get to say congratulations to the Texas Rangers. Um, I want to say you called that from the start.
4-1. I loved it.
Yeah, that was right off the rip. You said Rangers. Um, I was on the Orioles until the Rangers beat the fuck out of them, and I was like, well,
Yeah. I did like going in the postseason. I did like the Rangers and I like the Phillies, to be honest. I did like the Phillies.
they went to Game 7 of the championship, lost out the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks hell of a year. I did not nowhere see that coming, but they one upped us from last year,
Yep.
so we got to one up another one this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long off season. These boys are putting that work.
Got to put in the work. I did really like because I follow many of the San Diego Padres. A lot of guys were sharing other guys' stories, or like awards, and you know, I love that.
Yep.
Absolutely love that. But this offseason is going to be weird, wild, and funky because Blake Snell, Josh Hader, both free agents. Nick Martinez, Mike Waka, Seth Lugo, all free agents.
Yep. Did
Uh,
give a qualifying offer to Snell and Hader, which Hader, that's the most money he's ever seen in his life. Snell gonna decline. Maybe
Snell's
more on
going to
Cy Young.
decline because he's also 31. So he's going to get his final contract, presumably. Um, he's going to finish the rest of his career with this team that he signs with. So we'll see whether that be the Padres or another team. I'm excited to see where that goes because I very much enjoyed this Blake Snell experience from the day we traded for him. I know It took him a couple years to finally show up, like the Blake Snow we traded for.
Yeah.
But sometimes guys don't get comfortable. Sometimes guys show out when it's a contract year. What she's done the last two contract years, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Both
He's
won a
Cy
Cy
Young,
Young.
got this 5 year deal, Cy Young. So maybe it's not worth buying it on. But I mean, fuck, what a year for him. What a Padre career for him. The ups and downs, because a lot of people hated this guy. Couldn't pitch deep into games, couldn't find the strike zone. Well, he did.
Yeah.
And all of that and more. He finally found what he needed to do was walk the right guys. It wasn't walk everybody and anybody. It was walk the guy that hits off you.
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah, because the next guy doesn't hit off you, double play.
Yep.
Fuck. Like that was his magic this year, was walk the better hitters or the guys who did better off of him and see the next man up.
Yeah, and he wasn't worried about the
He
walks.
always,
That was
yeah, he
completely in
always
his game
talked
plan.
about smart walks. Smart walks. I don't care if I walk six guys. Do they score? Are they smart? Is it a 2-out walk and I shut down the inning? So what a year for him. But losing Martinez, Walker, and Lugo, that's a little rough. I didn't think we were going to lose all of those three.
No.
I considered Lugo opting out because he had a much better year than everyone expected as a starter. Everyone
Yeah,
was like, "No, he's a bullpen. No, he's a bullpen." Well, he pitched over 150, had a mid three RAs. That's a pretty good 4.5 arm guy.
for sure. And I mean, when it comes down to like dollar stock, I mean, he can probably get $2 to $3 more million doing the same shit on another team or maybe even the Padres. But I heard that they declined those guys to at least put an offer in for Snell. But then again, we're going to be top heavy again
Yeah,
with
see, I think AJ's gonna have to do the AJ style moves where I don't think he's gonna re-sign these guys.
no,
I think he's gonna make some trades. He's gonna trade some of these farm guys. Some
I think so.
some of the young guys are gonna come up.
Yeah,
Um, there's always a name that everyone's gonna dangle out there. That's gonna be Juan Soto. Um, to me, Juan Soto is a franchise type guy that you have to resign no matter what the payroll is, no matter what it costs. He is a Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis type player.
yeah, and you want as many of those guys as you can get.
But I also heard rumors of the Padres made Dangle, Xander, and Fernando Tatis in trades, but I'm pretty sure Tatis has a full no trade clause.
Yeah, 14 years. He's a Padre for life.
He's a Padre for life, so not too sure that one sees the light of day. I would like to see Xander get moved, but I don't see that one happening either. I see Preller having to make more style moves, as in attaching a guy to a contract, a prospect to a contract.
Yeah, he needs to get the ARB guys who are
So some of our favorite players, like a Jake Cronenworth, might be gone this offseason because he signed a deal and really didn't live up to expectations in year one of the deal. And I don't know if Preller has the time to wait on him. And I don't think Cronenworth fits anymore. I think he's the easier expendable guy because fucking Xander's here for 10 more years. And
and
do you
Kim's gonna be a
really
contract here.
and I mean you could trade Hassan Kim, but Jake makes more and does less.
Yeah,
So that one doesn't make sense. And I'm a big Jake Cronenworth fan, but with the year he came off of, I'm not too sure. This team really needs pitching. So I'm gonna be in the camp that I will not be surprised if Juan Soto gets traded.
maybe. I doubt
I
it.
I hate hearing that, but I'm not in the camp that it doesn't happen. I don't think it will, but with everyone saying they need a cut cap, which I don't think they do,
Not true.
I think they did just cut all the cap. You cut the closer who made the most money as a closer, Blake, and all those other pitchers had pretty high returns this year. Blake, I want to say he was like 20, 25 million.
Yeah,
Though both those pitchers were at 16, and I want to say Martinez was like 12.
yeah,
So for the output we got, I think that was a lot of cut cap right there because Robert Suarez that goes slides into the closer role.
yeah,
And not forget, Pomerantz is no longer on the team. That's another cost saving. His contract is officially up.
yeah. And I think Hosmer's contract is up after next year.
Yeah, it's definitely not this season.
No.
We still are on the book for 13 million.
Yeah, I don't care. Give him. We need to pay him all that money. He was a goat for us. He was a goat. But no, Preller needs to. He needs to get in the maestro mindset. Find some guys who are still on arbitration and just make some moves. I'm gonna throw out one name, and it's not gonna happen. But I'm gonna throw out one name.
All right, let's hear it. I already know. I already know.
Alek Manoah. Bring
Ooh,
him. Bring him home.
oof. I love that.
Yep.
I absolutely love that.
Give him to Ruben and let him just shove.
You know what that's going to take? I think that's a 1-for-1, i.e., Trent Grisham for Alek Manoah.
Yeah. They need a
You
center
have
fielder. I think.
both guys who have potentials here, but play has been down here. I mean, Alek Manoah has been way down here, but Trent's been around the Mendoza line. I mean, yeah, he's a Gold Glover, but I think Alek Manoah's ceiling is higher than Trent's.
And I think he's younger than Trent.
No, I think they're right around the same age.
Yeah, probably.
I think that's a great move. That's a move I think Preller has to make because you have Ruben, the mastermind.
Yep.
Obviously, Alec has not done well over there in their system with
But
their
has
staff.
shown he can dominate.
Has showed he has electric stuff when it's there.
And if you're the Blue Jays, he had an attitude problem,
Yeah, I mean,
weight problem. You're
kind
probably
of
done with him.
losses.
Yeah, you're probably done with him.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Trent Grisham's a little bit too much because he's had 2 Gold Glove years. He's hit 20 bombs multiple seasons, I want to say, or close to it.
Yeah, he might be.
He might be worth a little bit more than I'm expecting, but I do like that move. That's a move I would say Preller has to make.
Yep.
I thought you were going to throw out Cody Bellinger out there, um, but I think every team is going to put a bid out for him. So
I
that
think he just outperformed what we can afford.
I definitely think,
He's
especially
not signing a 1 year deal the next year
no,
or this year.
yeah, I definitely don't see that happening. I see the Padres ended up with like a Jorge Soler or someone like that.
Yep, I see that too. We probably need a better first baseman option. We just need someone who's just bank. Someone to come here and just bank.
I kind of like the Adam Duvall or Soler maybe. Um, do you do a 1 year for JD or do the Dodgers probably bring him back?
And I don't like the Justin Turner move either.
I do. I'm kind of a fan of the Justin Turner move, but I definitely think the Dodgers just go grab him again
Yeah, probably.
as a
If
quick move. 1 year retire.
when you retire, if he says I'm done after this year, then yeah, most likely he's probably a Dodger. But he didn't impress me. Didn't have the numbers that I'd be like, damn, that's a fucking DH.
I mean, I could have used those numbers this year.
Maybe, but I would rather give Homeboy a chance at the Arizona Fall League right now.
Yeah. But you never know. The Padres do have a lot of young guys, Palsy or whatever his name is, a lot of young prospects. So the future's bright. This season is bright. But we'll get back to you the next time we talk pods is going to be their manager,
Yeah.
um, or a free agent move or something because free agency started today officially.
Yep.
But you always know MLB, it's slow burning.
Yeah,
The stove just just got turned on. It ain't even
it
close to warm
it
yet.
just sparked. It's
It's
like when you have a gas oven or a
yeah,
gas.
I think it's like tick 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 tick
Yeah,
tick right now. Like you're like fuck,
yeah,
come on, start start start. But it did start because the Craig Council that's crazy.
yep.
But all right, nothing wrong with being average. Great W's from our hometown Chargers and Steelers podcast. Homer wins. But yeah, nothing wrong with being average. Deuces.